This is the BE Collection. I'm Diane Barrett. I'm interviewing for the To Have and To Hold, Jennifer Holden and Debra Manley. It's 9/13/2021. So thank you for being here. It's great to see you again, both of you. And how long have you been together?
21 years.
21 years.
Where did you meet each other?
We met in Chatsworth, California at work.
And when did you know this aha moment came along? You said, oh.
There was just such huge chemistry that we met in January, and by May we were together.
Okay, so you're in Chatsworth, you were working, you met each other at work, and you said, Did you both say that at the same time? Or was one more assertive than the other?
Well, I didn't realize she was gay.
Uh-huh.
I knew she was the minute she walked in the door in that stupid dress. Business suit.
It was a suit. It was not a dress.
So you thought maybe she didn't belong in that dress comfortably?
Actually, I think the phrase that came to mind, and I mentioned a few times, is she was just butch enough to have fun with.
Uh-huh. That came to mind immediately?
Immediately.
Really?
Yeah.
You're an interesting person, aren't you? Because I'm getting to know you. You're a surprise, right, Deb?
Always.
Oh, that's good. You have a little of that yourself.
A little
Yes,
bit.
definitely.
So then who made the first move then?
I did.
You did.
Oh, big time. I said, I just want a kiss. And she's like,
this is on the first date?
No.
No.
Okay, I was going to say that was pretty job interview and then a kiss.
No, there was a few months of working together, and she was flirting heavy with me. I didn't realize how heavy. But then I just fell and I just wanted a kiss.
Were you inside, outside, in the car, or restaurant, or where were you?
We were outside.
Outside of a restaurant. Yep.
And so you obliged Deb.
No.
She
Oh,
didn't.
no. Oh,
You
no.
thought that.
Oh, she was so hard to get. I had to run after her, fight for her. And I was with somebody at the time.
Very
But
difficult.
she kept saying no. It was really irritating.
And then when did she say yes? How long did that take?
When I don't know either.
Yeah, maybe the third or fourth time.
Well, not too bad.
Not too bad.
No, I like the lesbian stories because we have, when we first saw each other, then we had the first kiss, when we held hands, when we went to bed, when we said, I love you. I mean, we have so many anniversaries.
So fun.
And they're all important differently. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So you were with someone. How did you handle that? Did you?
Not that well.
Never goes well.
No, it
No.
did not.
Remember, we're recording the past to inspire the future. So any advice on how to end a relationship that you don't feel is good for you anymore?
Step up and tell the truth. Don't wait until it's so far down that everybody has doubts and concerns and it gets all complicated.
It does.
I don't know how to do that, but I do know if I could, it would have made things easier.
Yes, I don't know either.
Yeah, I don't. And she always told me, if something's going on and if you're feeling something for somebody else, just tell me up front. And I'm like, I will. But I didn't, I couldn't, I still don't. Well, I could tell. No, I couldn't, because nothing's ever going to come between us. But
so you felt like you betrayed yourself, basically.
Yeah.
No, I've been there. It's not a good place, but now you're in a good place. I mean, once you make the move,
yeah,
that's the next step, and it pays off. So,
Definitely.
so when was the first kiss? Eventually, it was in front of that restaurant.
Yeah.
Right. And then when did you start officially dating?
Did we date?
I don't remember.
Just jumped in bed together, and that was
Yeah, pretty much.
that's a good
There
thing.
was a lot of passion between us. I mean,
I can
and
tell
it
that
was-
now, even after all these years.
Yeah,
True.
but
That's nice.
and there was passion between us with our work life.
Yeah.
We were both very passionate about our jobs. We complimented each other at work, and it just spilled over into our private life, and it's still happening today.
Do people at work know about your relationship starting and the other one ending?
No.
No.
No clue about the previous relationship.
Uh,
And we didn't tell anybody about this relationship.
Right.
No, not until we moved on to the next phase of our career.
you changed jobs.
We changed jobs. We actually changed locations. She wanted to accept a position in Northern California, and she was great. She said, I know that, you know, how much you love your family and love being in Southern California, but I want you to come with me. And at that point, I realized not only was I serious, I was really in love. And I said, I'm going to leave my family and I'm going to tell them. And yes, I'm going to follow you to Northern California.
A big step.
Huge step for me.
Right.
I didn't know how big it was at the time.
Mm-hmm. And how long had you been together before you made that move?
Well, it was 2003. So just 3 years.
Yeah, 3 years.
But then you had a pretty solid understanding of who you were together. That was,
Yes.
Yeah. Right. So did you maintain friendship with your ex-lover?
Me, superficially,
Mm-hmm.
but that's it.
How long
She's,
did it take you to move on after you decided you were having butterflies for them?
yes. Let's see. That was Thanksgiving. Yeah. It was about Thanksgiving because we moved up to Oakland in Thanksgiving. It was a year since I moved into the apartment.
Mhm.
Right.
And so I'd say 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
So what's magical about your relationship?
That's magical. It's the simplest of things
Uh-huh.
to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel great every day when you walk through that door.
Yeah.
You know, just seeing you again after
Yeah.
8 to 10 hours, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It is just magic though.
Mhm.
Magic. I get to wake up next to you every morning.
Exactly.
That is my favorite thing in my entire life, is waking up next to you.
Makes it hard to go to work.
Hey, tell me.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
It does.
So are you still doing your fire watching, Jen?
I am. I was up there just a couple of days ago. Things have been calmed down a little bit. But yeah.
And actually, what I love about it, you know, unfortunately she's away on a Saturday, but I feel safer knowing she's up there.
Right, I do too. I mean it.
And Deb's doing great work with the local Chamber of Commerce, especially, you know, now that COVID has been here and we're trying to pull out of it. She's trying to get these businesses back on track and doing everything she can to help the community.
So do you dream together about projects, or do you separate and then come together and say, this is what I want to do?
Interesting.
I think we dreamed together.
Yeah, I think we dreamed together.
Uh-huh.
I mean, we just went and picked out countertops, new countertops for the kitchen. And we both were like, I like this one. I love that one. We don't need to look at anything else.
That was quick.
And let me tell you, I thought this was going to be
It's fine. An all day
Yeah, this was not going to be.
Negotiation.
Yeah, this was going to be a negotiation, but it didn't. It ended up not being. But yeah,
I find it hard to think of you as picking out a countertop.
Really?
When I first knew you,
yeah,
I'm
exactly.
impressed. Very good. So if you were to advise a couple or people interested in becoming a couple, what's the best advice that they could bring to that interaction?
Wait for the right one.
Wait for the right one. Okay.
Listen to each other, and I mean listen.
Yeah.
You know, not just I hear you, but listen.
Yeah.
And you know, I have to tell you that one of the things that impressed me about her so much is that every day, in some little way, she makes me the very best version of myself.
What a nice thing to say.
It's
What a
true.
gift. Huh. Right.
It's true. So if somebody is making you the best version of yourself, you might want to invest some time.
That's good. How does she do that?
Oh, she does all kinds of things. She does little things for me that make me happy. She'll
Like
also
challenge you.
challenges me.
Which that does not always make her happy.
Right. And sometimes it's not a happy feeling, but
Right.
she will challenge me and challenge my thinking and my thought process and my ego. And
You have an ego?
at the end of the day, it feels right.
Good.
You know, I really rely on you a lot and your knowledge and your experience. And because I come to you and say, this is what I'm thinking, especially about stuff from work where she's got more experience than I do. I'm like, how would you handle this? And that, I think you dig deep inside for your best to share with me. And I appreciate that.
So that's an important, what you just did now is telling each other how much you appreciate each other. It's a real gift. Yeah, very nice. We forget that. We take each other for granted and, you know, the days go by. And...
Well, especially, you know, it's so easy to get into the business of your relationship.
Tell me about it.
Because there's everything.
Oh, no.
Bills to pay, there's houses to remodel, there's all kinds of stuff. And, you know, and then you forget to, you know, say I love you at night before you go to sleep or, you know, so you got to be on top of it.
Yeah. Do.
How have your families welcomed you, or have they?
Oh, completely.
Yeah.
Completely. I mean, her sister is my sister now, almost legally. This year's.
Yeah.
But, and my sisters, my family had fully welcomed you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I mean, it wasn't without struggle, though, a little bit.
No, but Beverly now knows that your dessert is popcorn.
I know.
Not ice cream or anything else.
Mm-hmm.
Right. They take me into consideration completely. When I said what I said earlier is that during our wedding, one of her sisters had to ask her preacher or priest or whatever she calls them if she could come to our wedding.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And the other sister, I love her husband and he seems to care for me, but he would not come because it went against his religious faith.
Mm-hmm.
And that sister of mine she told me several times she wasn't going to come.
Right.
And I begged her and then I stopped and I said, you know what? If you're not behind it, I don't want you there.
That's right. You're right.
Yeah.
But then she came.
Good for her.
And the kids weren't allowed to come. Her kids were not allowed to come. But my sister, all the kids came, all the...
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. When did you get married?
2006.
Mm-hmm.
In not Temecula.
Temescal.
Temescal Park.
Uh-huh.
And Beautiful little place.
A beautiful place.
Mhm.
And who married you?
Oh,
We found a priestess.
she was up from Napa, right?
Yeah.
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 And we met with her at a restaurant in Healdsburg or so.
Mhm.
And we kind of clicked, and she asked us a lot of questions, and she created the whole ceremony verbiage all around what she knew of us.
How great.
It was very nice.
Good. I'm glad that you did that.
Me too. It was one of the best days of my life.
Oh, that we got married.
Mhm.
Oh, it was absolutely the best for me.
I remember when we had 3 marriages. One in 1978, we just threw a big party and we had our own private ceremony. And that was fun and celebratory. Then we got married. 2004, I think there was a brief window where you could get married and then they disallowed that. So
Right.
we were in Portland then. We did that. Everybody was there. It was like all of Portland was gay. It was fun. They sent us our check back on that one. So then when it came time that we could legally get married, I went down. I left work. I was working with Marge by then. And I went down to get the application and to answer the questions they had at the city hall there. And I took the application to my car and I started crying.
Oh,
And I didn't know. I always felt married. This is like, okay,
Yeah.
now, you know, how much it really meant. I was surprised, but it was very important. So
yeah. When we got
For us
married
too.
in 2006, it wasn't legal.
Right.
But
we did that
time-
one. Yeah.
And then it was legal. And we actually, we went into Auburn, which is a very conservative area.
Mhm.
And I was very nervous. I thought, oh boy, we're going to take some crap. And what happened was just the opposite. The person that married us said, oh, I love when gay couples come up here and get married because they really mean it.
they really
They want it. They're not dragging in some guy that just doesn't want to be married, but you really want this, and you recognize what a privilege it is.
Yeah.
And
It's true.
it was a great experience.
Mhm. For her too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. How great that she said that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I remember to get the application, I had to give the information to the 2 people that wanted to be married. Margaret?
Oh, really?
I said, yes. Yeah, let me spell it. So it was just I'm so glad it's open. I believe we should have every right everybody else does. So.
Absolutely.
So what are your future dreams?
Well, I think our future dreams are, I still need a few more years before I can retire.
Mhm.
And then we'll retire to the Central Coast.
Are you?
We've got, friends and family that are going to be living there at the same time. And
Mhm.
I think,
yeah. And actually one of our absolute very best memories is that we go to my sister's every year for Christmas, every year.
Mhm.
And Christmas night, used to be we would drive down there, but we don't drive anymore. But then we'd rent a car and we would drive to Cambria
That's a
Christmas day, and we'd stay right at a resort right on the ocean.
Mhm.
And we were literally the only people there. And
yeah, we'd be there for Christmas night. And the only thing that was open when we get there would be the gas station. And they hopefully still had a little bit of fried chicken and those kind of potatoes
and cheese
and cheese, a bottle of wine. And that was our Christmas night.
together.
It's a great place. It's just cautious and it's beautiful.
It is gorgeous.
There are a lot of things about it we miss, the people
Yeah.
especially. So,
We've learned to be cautious up here for sure.
Yeah, we're cautious up here all the time.
yeah, that's still our life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even one place we go all the time here in town, been very welcome. Felt very protected. but we went that same place this past Saturday night. And on Saturday night, it's a different crowd.
And we did not feel good.
We did not feel safe.
But we left.
Good. What made you not feel safe? Just your instinct?
Yeah. Yeah.
And there was a couple of guys that kept looking over and they, make stupid comments that we couldn't hear, but you could tell,
Mm-hmm. Right. It's good to listen to that.
It is.
And the bartender was not engaging us at all.
Yeah.
He engaged others, but not. So we left.
You're excluded. So when you thought about this interview today, what did you think you'd like to talk about? What questions came up for the two of you?
We weren't really sure.
Yeah, we really didn't. Because I thought, well, what do younger people really, the younger people they're pretty different than we are in terms of their gayness now.
That's right.
I think I told you that I have a nephew that is in his mid-20s now that came out, and
he just assumes he has all the rights.
Yeah, all the freedoms and the rights in the world, and that he can't imagine what we've been through, or what he could go back to going through.
That's scary.
Politics change,
right?
And my sister tries to educate him a lot. Yeah, she said, your aunt protested and did all kinds of stuff and did everything she could, did all kinds of, because earlier in my youth, I was one of the first people at the Gay and Lesbian Center that would do rap groups and tried to promote gayness. And
you lived in a commune too, didn't you?
I lived in a commune, and he just can't fathom that. So I was thinking, so for the interview today, I thought, well, I don't know what they want to hear. What would be relevant to them?
I talked to them. I talked to a few. They all want relationships.
Oh, they do.
That's right.
Good for them.
Mm-hmm. Now, mainly I've talked to women, the young women, and it was Sherry Smith's idea actually to do this because she said, "Oh, I think you should do the couples thing." I interviewed her pretty early after. I didn't know her before. I said, "Okay, we'll wait till I interview a few people first." We've done that, and but they want relationships. They don't know how to have them any more than we did.
Right.
So this shows you. And hopefully that they
don't
get married. It shows that, if they would, so many women get married and it didn't work out because they were lesbians.
Right.
And so I think if we could have one person that said, wow, look at her, she got married, didn't work for her. Maybe I shouldn't, because it's still that pressure to have the heterosexual relationship.
Yeah, I was with men for all of my 20s. I wasn't with the woman until I was 30.
Mm-hmm.
And, never looked back. But I had to go through all of that up front.
Well, Sherry Smith, actually, you can look at her interview, was married 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw that.
At 50, she said, that's it. So a lot of the women that started that way, and the majority did not. But then they had to change because they had to be true to themselves,
Mm-hmm.
and, which is good. How do you do your economics? Has that ever been an issue for you? Or?
Our economics are all tied together.
Yeah, they've all tied together.
Yeah.
I have a tendency to spend every penny we make. And so now she's in charge of the money and we have a nice nest egg.
Good.
Yeah.
I remember when I first was with Marge, she wanted me to give my earnings over to the joint thing. And I thought, ooh. And this woman I was working with, very heterosexual, she said, well, if you were married, she said, that's the way it would go. And I said, you're right. So,
yeah.
But I had to think about it because earning my own living was a goal.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. Any questions before we say good night?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
All right. It's good to see you. Glad to have you have a wonderful relationship. I mean that.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
you.